This is the first dish that I made on my own, cooking dinner for the family. It's beef stroganoff. So I remember I was probably 13 years old, and I said to my dad, I'll cook dinner tonight. And I got a stroganoff recipe from school, from the cooking teacher at school. Dad got all the ingredients for me and I made this. So stroganoff, very dear to my heart. I'm gonna cut this into strips just because when I made it, that was what I had the first time I made it. So cutting it into strips like this will mean that it will cook quicker and still be reasonably tender, ready to go. So I've just got a normal brown onion. So into our pan, I'll slice my brown onion, my beef strips will go in with a little bit of oil. Before I do that, I want to toss my beef strips in a little bit of flour, just to help thicken our sauce. So I'm going to pop them into a bowl. Got about a tablespoon of flour, toss that on, a good pinch of salt. Just make sure that's well coated. Pan on. You want a decent sized saute pan, which is what I've got. Some oil. And I'm just going to mix sort of half and half oil to butter. Put that in. And then I'll slice my onions. And then this will all go in. We'll brown it. And then come back and add the rest of our ingredients. Once my beef and onion mixture was nice, had some nice colour on it, was well browned, took that out, added in my mushrooms, started them cooking. Now I want my mushrooms to still be nice and plump in my stroganoff. So I've added in my paprika and my tomato paste, cooked that out, and then added in my stock. Use a good quality stock because that's where a lot of your flavour is going to come from when you braise your stroganoff. So the final process, and don't add, I had probably half a cup of tomato paste. I ended up only adding about a quarter of a cup. You're only doing that to give the sauce a little bit of richness. The main flavours in a stroganoff come from the good quality stock that I talked about and paprika. Paprika is sort of the main driving flavour. So fresh herbs to finish off. So I've got some parsley. My sour cream. So half a cup of sour cream. I find even if you are someone who likes that sort of real richness in the stroganoff, just a tablespoon of sour cream I think really does help the dish. And then I just want to let this tick away for about 5 more minutes. It'll reduce slightly again, and then we can plate up. I've prepared my rice, my stroganoff I've turned off. I'm just allowing that to sit for, it's been sitting for probably a couple of minutes. Rice into a bowl and pour that on top, or spoon that on top. All right, all done. Nice, rich. And if you want, I still like mine rich, so I haven't added too much sour cream. You can, if you want to, add more sour cream, or we'll soften it a little bit more, and it won't be a sort of intense. It's a really intense flavour now with that tomato paste, paprika, and that reduced stock. If you want to soften that really intense flavour, just add more of that sour cream. All right, I'll finish with some fresh parsley on top of that, but that is how I remember the first ever beef stroganoff I made when I was 13 years old with my dad. First dish I made on my own for my family. I was very proud of it, and it's a dish that I've been making ever since. I haven't really changed the recipe since then. Haven't tweaked it, haven't played around with it. I think it's nostalgia for me. Eating it, the flavour of it takes me back to that night, sitting at the dinner table, eating that meal and being really proud of cooking for my family for the first time and providing for my family for the first time.